So I'm going to give you a little bit of free media advice. If you're ever asked, are you fighting against satanic pedophile cannibals? The answer should be you are. And we're back, Mike Cernovich, Cernovich.com. I don't know if you've seen that clip. I don't know if you've seen that clip yet today from what essentially became the QAnon briefing. But if you haven't seen the clip already, so first of all, have you seen that clip? That was one of those moments where you really want to know what the reporter was thinking, right? Imagine you're in the White House and you're going to attack Trump. And your question is, Mr. President, there are people who believe that you are fighting pedophile cannibals. How do you feel about that? Is that something you want to get behind? Now, I'll be clear. Um, since day one, I'm not a Q person. I've never promoted Q, but I don't spend all day disavowing or attacking it either. That's my perspective. Is when the media wants to fairly report on Antifa violence and cover, what their side is doing, then I'll worry about what people who follow me are doing. But I've always been like, look, that Q thing's not for me. Quit talking about it to me. Just leave me alone. Kind of deal. I just don't want to hear about it. It's been that way since get go. And so this is not promoting the Q stuff. This is just me laughing that this reporter, she really thought she had Trump. She thought, like, I'm gonna go in there today and I'm gonna checkmate the orange man. I'm gonna say, the orange man, do you get behind a movement that believes you're saving the world from Satan pedophiles? Oh my God, pedophile cannibals. The way she worded it was like perfect, right? And that shows too how the media, they live in this little bubble, and because of that, they think that they can just dismiss someone, right? They they think that they can just go, oh, Q. All my people think Q is dumb, even though they're all Russiagate truthers, right? So they believe their own conspiracy theories. So that's my perspective on all this stuff. Is the media, they believe the Russiagate conspiracy theories. They believe now they have a conspiracy theory about the post office, and then they're like, whoa, chuckle, 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 chuckle. Don't tell me to move my hands off the mic. You're blocked. Don't ever tell me how to conduct my periscopes. So they're all like, chuckle, 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 LOL, so funny, so funny. And they go in and they think, we got him. We got you. Checkmate, bitch. Checkmate, bitch. You get behind a group of people who think you're fighting the pedophiles and think you're fighting the Satanists and think you're fighting the cannibals. They're just not good. They're just not smart, right? That's what I'm telling you is that you're walking into such a trap with that. And Trump played it exactly right, which was, is that a bad thing? And now the press is sending around the clip. That clip is going to be on every cable news show tonight. The media thinks that's a got you moment for Trump. Hey, babe, would you put me in did we ever find more decaf coffee? The media, this is what blows my mind, is the media thinks that's a got you clip. I'm just sitting here like mortified at their stupidity. You ever watch a show where you feel vicariously embarrassed for someone, like your mirror neurons kick in, and you see some kid getting bullied and you feel bad for the kid, or you see someone doing something dumb and you feel bad for them, right? I feel bad for the media right now. I'm like, oh, don't do that. All the empathy in my heart, all the love in my heart has been going, oh my God, you guys think that clip helps you. Oh no, don't. Please don't do that. Don't show that clip. Don't put that clip on every cable news network. Don't put that clip on every Twitter. Don't do that. No. And then I watch them do it. It's like watching a television show. It's like you're watching a television show where you're embarrassed for what's happening to that character, and you're like, don't do it, or you're watching like a horror film. Don't open that door. Don't go. Don't go there. Don't open that door. Right? Don't do it. Oh no. That's how I feel for the media. It's like, they're pushing that clip like they got Trump. Trump won't denounce a group of people who believe he's fighting satanic cannibal pedophiles. They think they won that. My God, that's like a highlight reel clip. That's like the kind of clip. That's the kind of clip where if you were a Q person, which I'm not, you would be like, see, we told you the media, supports all this. That's like a clip where you like fucked up so bad that you gave the people you don't like a highlight reel moment against yourself. Because I'm a filmmaker. Notice I don't make a lot of mistakes that other people make. Because as a filmmaker, I always think, am I about to give a highlight reel clip to the enemy? What could a director or what could a film director do with the clips that I'm doing, the words that I'm saying? That's the way I view the world. So I don't say dumb shit like other people do because I know what a filmmaker can do with it. So when I saw that clip of that reporter who thinks she has Trump as a gotcha, then all I could think was, holy shit, you gave them a highlight reel moment. You made it sound like it would be a bad thing to be opposed to Satanism and pedophilia and cannibalism. Like, you gave them that clip. Never give them that clip. Ali's here. He can vouch for that. The number one thing I tell people, don't give them the clip. Don't give them the clip. And that's how you have to go about, modern media strategy, modern public relations. I'll never give you that clip that you want of me. Never do it. And the media just gave them that clip. That clip is like, see, we told you the media is evil. Look, they oppose it and everything else. And the reason the media stepped into it that way is because there's something. There was an article written in All Places Vox, and it was a good article. It came around 2015, 2016. It was called The Smug Style, SMUG Style, right? That's an article title that's like engineered to mess with Cernovich. The Smug Style, double S. The argument the article makes, which is the correct one, is all these millennial reporters grew up on Jon Stewart and they grew up on the Colbert Report. To them, you don't argue with people, you just laugh at them. Here's a guy, here's a clip. And then Jon Stewart or Colbert leads the audience in a laugh fest, or what you would call an Orwell, a 2-minute hate. And everybody's like, look at that guy. Gosh. The problem is when you leave your audience, when you leave your studio audience, you have to actually debate with people. So that question was, oh my gosh, you Q, pedophiles, this and that. And then Trump's like, is that a bad thing? The crowd goes, The crowd was laughing at Trump. They thought they got Trump. You know what I'm saying? Because they grew up on that Jon Stewart Colbert smug style where they engage in group hypnosis. Because that's what you do when you're watching John Oliver, Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert. You're engaged in what I call group hypnosis. You all go there. It's like chanting. It's like Krishna chanting, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But when you do Krishna chanting, you at least know that you're doing something to your mind, right? So when I listen to the Hong Sung Gung drumming, like I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm putting myself into a state, right? I know that I'm self-hypnotizing myself. That's the difference. What happens with these Jon Stewart, John Oliver people, they're part of mass hypnosis that they don't even know about. So they're like, and they heckle and they become hypnotized. I don't want to call it demonic necessarily, but it is quite religious. And they engage in these religious practices, and that's all they know. So if you take them out of the little group with their little chants, like me, imagine I just came because I like Krishna music, right? So I'll listen to sometimes when I'm doing some meditation, I'll listen to Krishna chanting. But imagine I just started I came into a room of you and we're hanging out, and I start being like Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare. You'd be like, who the fuck? What is this guy? We better get him medical help, you know? You look like an insane person. Literally, you look like an insane person. But that's what these reporter bros are like. They're just like, Krishna, Krishna, orange man, bad, bad. Orange man, bad, bad. Orange man, orange man, orange man. Orange man, bad, bad. Orange man, And they don't realize once you leave the room of your other cult members, you look like an insane person, right? So they get in these little Twitter bubbles, they get in these little churches, they get in these like little press briefing things, and they're all like, Orange man bad, fascism, fascism, they're all fascists. They like bobble their heads. They look unhinged. You know, you look at these people, what's happened to them, because I've known all these people for years now, 5 years. And I've watched them deteriorate in real time. And that's because they're like a cult member, but without being together with all their other cult members, then they don't know how to deal with the real world. They just know how to chant. That's all they know. They know chanting. But the downside is they don't actually know that they've engaged in mass group hypnosis and mass group deranged behavior. So they're all in the press room. Donald Trump, you hate satanic pedophiles, and he hates the pedophiles. Orange man, orange man, orange man, bad, 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 orange man. Q bad, Q ye Q conspiracy theory. Q satanic pedophile hates them. Bad, bad man. Bad, bad man. Bad, bad man. Bad, bad man. Not realizing that most people, they're gonna watch that clip and they're going to just say, you look really bad here. You lost so bad here. This is a highlight reel clip for Trump. So hopefully Trump doesn't really say anything else wild today, and just have this be the news cycle. So if I'm Trump, if I'm advising Trump, isn't it interesting that Goodyear thing? No, we don't need to go into there because I don't need credit. But let's just say hypothetically I were advising Trump on strategy, I would just be like, hey, bro, lay low, go into your bunker, and just let the media play that clip on every network, right? Just let the media play that clip on repeat. That's what I would say. Thanks, King Ali. That's what I would say. I would just go, don't do anything, Donaldo. You want this clip to have massive saturation. You want the entire country to watch the clip of reporters making fun of you because you're against satanic pedophile cannibals. Please. That's like manna from heaven. So that's what you want to do, is just don't say anything. Let them keep bringing that clip over and over and over again. Saturation coverage. And he wins. And again, I say this is not a Q person. I say this. I thought that the Q people suppressed the vote in 2018 because they were talking about a red wave. I actually think there was voter suppression in 2018 against Republicans. So I don't want to go into all that, other than there was a massive psyop that was telling people they didn't need to vote and everything because the arrests were happening. Jeff Sessions remained in the office longer than he should have because he was slow walking. So I think Q has been on net very damaging to the Trump administration because they defended Jeff Sessions when I knew for a fact that Jeff Sessions was a loser and didn't belong in the office and was a joke. Bill Barr has shown in a few months why Jeff Sessions was a loser, didn't belong in there. Rick Grinnell showed you like what you can actually do if you have real people in there, and he just killed the game. Did you find any coffee by chance? We don't have any pods left? So we don't have any Nestle pods. Do we have the pods? Can I just have what I want? She's, I want what I want, but she's gonna give me something better. It's like classic Like, I just want my shitty aluminum laced Nestle pod. What is that thing called? A Nespresso. I just want my shitty.
It's actually pretty.
I just want my aluminum infused
We don't have it.
Nest machine.
Is there an aluminum issue with Nespresso? I'm not aware
No,
of?
there's not. Oh my god. Okay. I thought there were 2 packets so that I never opened.
No, we opened all of them.
Okay. Well, we shouldn't be running out of inventory.
Well, we have this fancy mushroom coffee that's
anyway,
good for
so
you.
now I'm gonna get mushroom coffee.
Spores.
I'm gonna have great mushroom coffee now.
Yes.
Thanks, Shauna.
You're welcome.
So it's that classic thing.
It's right here.
Thank you. I'll try not to spill it.
Should I move it?
I would put it there on the table.
Well, the mommy's gonna get it, so I'm gonna put it on the kitchen.
Just keep Rumi away from it. Put it on the table. Yeah. Anyway, that's a classic. If you're a woman, man thing, it's like, hey, I want this thing. Oh no, I'm not going to give you this thing you want. I'm going to give you something better. How about I just get what I want? Right? How about I just have what I want to have? That's like such a classic, like male-female dynamic. You're like, I just want this thing that I want. I don't care if there's something better. I like what I like. I'm not, but, and then they try to give you like something better. And then if you don't like it, their feelings are hurt. Because they're like, oh, so you don't like this better thing that I gave you. And you're like, oh my God, I'm just trying to have a coffee, dude.
No pot.
So it becomes like, I want this thing. No, I'm going to give you something better. You don't like this thing that's better. And then the other person is like, butt hurt now. Their feelings are hurt because you're like, I don't like this thing, I like this other thing. Now she's going to try to talk and, everything else.
Who sounds butthurt here?
I'm just.
Who sounds butthurt here?
I'm not. I'm just giving them wisdom.
Not me.
I'm just. Oh, you off camera. Camera's not running here.
Bye.
But I could just go get in.
There are no pods. What would you like? So I've given you an alternative.
Then I'll have my Rainforest decaf dehydrated coffee.
Can you just try this?
I'll have my Rainforest Cafe, green lid, dehydrated.
So now he wants literally instant. Oh shit!
Hope you got your makeup on, buddy. You want to talk shit? You want to be heard so bad here? Let's do it, Shauna.
Now he wants.
You want to be on camera?
Instant like Nescafe. I'm giving him quality mushroom spores that are good for you, and he wants instant.
There's only one kind of mushroom that I care about, and that would be shiitake mushrooms. Anyway, see what kind of uphill. I know she's attractive, but but I just want my Nescafe, my shitty coffee. I'll be fine with it.
Why is this
so today, though, back to what matters. Back to what matters. Today, the press briefing was interesting. That happy wife, happy life stuff, that's the problem with most men. You subjugate yourself, right? But that's another conversation. We'll talk about that in Valentine's Day. That's a different convo. But yeah, I don't say happy wife, happy life. I don't say stuff like that. Happy wife, happy life. How about happy husband, happy life, right? Why should I put somebody else's, think about that. So today though, you got to see what happens when the press becomes a victim of a mass hypnosis. And, right, there's some loser guy, you're triggered, and his tax guy, a.k.a. Poor Barry. So you have all the cargo shirt crews here trying to tell me something about, anything. So many betas are here. Beta, get out of here. You're why the country's falling apart. Just so many beta males are invading, trying to give me a relationship. Trust me, I do not need relationship advice from any man watching this. I can assure you, I do not need relationship advice from any man watching this Periscope. That is just not even, a question. Let alone, the cargo short cult members. And mushroom coffee is actually good for you. That's for sure. Mushroom coffee is very good for you. So I'm not anti-mushroom coffee. Today, though, we saw what happens, and you have to keep this in mind for yourself about when you're brainwashed. Those reporters don't realize that they're brainwashed, right? They don't know that. They think that they won that exchange today. But the opposite is true. This was a highlight reel moment for Trump. And again, that's not a dog whistle to Q. I think Q kept Jeff Sessions in longer than he should have, which caused a lot of problems. I think the 2018 midterms, I think that cost a lot of Republican seats because it was like red wave, mass arrest, this and that, the other thing, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, there's not going to be mass arrest. Like, I was like, so I originally was like, there aren't going to be mass arrests. I will tell you this, it doesn't work. And I realized, like, okay, they're just not going to listen to me. So then why fight with them, right? Why fight with 20 million people? Q is like 20 million people now, maybe 40 million. It's like a thing I've never seen in my life. People that I like and respect are Q people. And I'm like, no, there aren't mass arrests. I was at a dinner party the other night. Highly accomplished people. Never in a million years would you expect them to come up to me and be like, so, is Hillary Clinton really on house arrest? No. I'm like, no, she's not. She's not. No, she's just not. And like, well, I don't know. I'll keep my hopes up. It's like, but she's not, though. I'm just telling you. She's not. Barack Obama's never going to be arrested. I'm just telling you, never. But the flip side is, do you are you going to argue with 20 million people? I think like it's probably like 40 million people at this point, right? It's like 40, and that's another thing too. The election's in 80 days, and that's why the media is pushing this Q thing. So before we wrap it up, I'll just say, why is the media obsessed with Q now? Right? Why is the media obsessed with Q now? I'll tell you why. The election's in 80 days, 82 days, 79 days, under 80 days, something like that, right? And they want Trump to suppress his own votes because they're nervous. They don't care about Q. The violent shit is all Antifa. The violent shit's the far left. The violent shit is Black Lives Matter. The conspiracy theory is Russiagate. All that shit is on the left. If you really cared about violence, you would be like Antifa. You would talk about Linda Sarsour, who hates Jews, and she said she wanted to do genital mutilation on people, and she was at the DNC. You would be like all over that, right? You would be all over that. I'm like me. How do I ever talk about Q? Never, because Antifa is what's doing the problems. The issue is that the media knows that Trump's going to win in November. They have to suppress his vote somehow. They have to. The media has to engage in some kind of voter suppression. So now they're like, well, we'll try to get him to, disavow tens of millions of his supporters. So this is all about voter suppression. Did you know? So I'll just give you an example. Today, Facebook banned militia groups, Q groups, and who else? Oh, Antifa. But if you go down the timelines of like Kevin Roos and, all these guys who like, we report on disinformation on Facebook, they're pretending like Antifa didn't get banned because they are Antifa. They're part of Antifa. They support Antifa. So they're completely downplaying that Facebook. What they did today was like anybody supporting violent incitement, like It's Going Down News and other accounts banned from Facebook. That should be a big story. That should be a big story. That should be a huge, huge story that all these big Antifa accounts got banned. The media is trying to pretend like that didn't happen. They're now going after Trump and this Q stuff to try to get Trump to turn against his voters. But the election's too close. Trump, for all of his foibles that I've mentioned time and time again, Trump still has the best instincts. And do you pick a fight with 10 or 20 million of your voters when there's an election in 3 months, right? Is that what you do? Do you pick if 20 if 20 million of your followers believe that moon is made of mean cheese, or if 20 million of your followers believe that the moon is made of green cheese, and they go, so insult your followers for believing the moon is made of green cheese, and do that 80 days before the election. What do you do? What do you do in that situation? So just take the Q stuff out of the conversation. If 20 million of your followers believed that the moon was literally made of green cheese, and the reporter like wanted you to really get on that issue, what do? You know what you say? People believe a lot of things. People have their beliefs, and I just think that people should have their beliefs, and good for people for having their beliefs. And I don't always agree with all the beliefs other people have. Blah, blah, blah. Word salad, right? You just word salad it. You just say, yeah, I mean, people have a lot of beliefs, and what are you going to do? People are going to believe what they're going to believe. And I believe things too that, you might not believe, and you believe things, and other people believe things, and you just filibuster them for 20 minutes. Oh, yeah, people believe stuff. Da, 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 da. You just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, right? It's an election. That's what this is really about. This is about the media trying to engage in platform manipulation of voter suppression to get the voters suppressed for Trump, because they know Trump's going to win. As of today, Trump is going to win the election. A lot can happen. A lot can change. A month ago, Trump would have lost, but the board has changed. As of right now, Donald J. Trump will be the next president of the United States. But it's only August. November might as well be 10 years away. The media, they know now, though, that the media, every reporter knows. Every reporter, no matter what they're writing, even though these people are for the most part dumb, every reporter knows that as of today, if the election were held today, Donald J. Trump would be the next president of the United States. And because of that, they're going after this, Q stuff. They're going after all this other stuff, these peripheral issues, the post office, blah, blah, blah. Just don't get distracted. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for, but if you're going to vote, just make sure you vote. Make sure you're early. If you can vote early, right? Make sure you're getting your friends registered to vote. Don't be a keyboard warrior. How many people have you registered to vote today? How many of your friends have you said, hey, is your registration up to date? That's the kind of shit you should be doing, right? Everybody's got friends. Hey, bro, you registered? Hey, let's just double check together. You always got to do it. You always got to be like, we'll do it together. Because everybody, nobody's going to tell you they're not registered to vote. But I can just tell you, and maybe I'll do a separate class on this one day. If you say to someone, hey, are you registered to vote? Every person's going to be like, yes. They're lying. Because you can go and look, and they're like, they're not registered. They're always going to lie. So what you do is you just say, hey, here's how to register to vote. Let's just do this together. You have to be a little nudge. Not pushy, but you got to do a little nudge. Because they're all going to lie. That's where people should be. Anyway, I'm not here to argue about Q. I don't care. That's not my fight. There's 1,000 people debunking and, whatever, and I don't care. Let them all fight about it. I stay far away from the Q shit because big picture, the domestic terrorism is happening from Antifa and it's happening from Black Lives Matter. We can watch these riots every night in the streets. So right now, I'm worried about the terrorism happening in my country. I'm not worried about what people on the internet believe. People believe all kinds of things. Thanks for watching. Mike Cernovich, cernovich.com. CERNOVICH.com.